Hey, Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some more Mad Buckthorn, maybe mixed with some relationships too. We'll see how it goes. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. Now, I was on Twitter yesterday, scrolling for as I usually do, and Brennan Weirdo says, check this out, and sends me a story from Am I the Arsehole, and wow. I thought you guys got to see this one, so let's crack on with it. And this story is from Puppet Arsehole123, who says, Am I the arsehole for making our guests participate in our puppet-themed wedding? My fiancé, 26 female, and I, 27 male, met at college. We were in our school's performing arts program and met in a puppetry class. In the class, we designed our own puppets. Mine named Hatboy and my fiancé's Daisy. She's better with names, were what we initially used to talk to each other and flirt in class. We fell in love, and in a way, we've considered Hatboy and Daisy in love as well. Years after graduating, we still use Hatboy and Daisy both at home and at our local, but fairly prominent theater, where we perform puppet shows with high-end Muppet-style puppets. While planning our wedding, we realized we wanted Hatboy and Daisy to be part of the ceremony. They've been part of us since the beginning, and it just felt right. We also invited our entire troupe of puppeteers from the theater and got the idea that we should have our wedding completely officiated by puppets, and that our wedding parties would be made up of puppets and our closest puppeteer friends. We figure they make for incredible pictures. Here's where we aren't sure if we're the arseholes or not. We are insisting that all of our guests also participate and use puppets. In lieu of gifts, we've asked everyone to purchase high quality, but not nearly the quality of professional puppets to use during our wedding. We took the guesswork out of it and directed them to several vendors. Some of who offer really cool options. Everyone could realistically expect to spend $150 to $500, depending on what sort of details and whatnot they wanted. We also want everyone to wear their puppets during the entire wedding and reception. All puppets we are suggesting can be mounted and controlled with one hand. The puppets are meant to be guests at the wedding in the same way all of our human guests are as well. Well, let's just say there are a lot of people not happy. Both of our parents, my wife's sister, and family members on both sides have complained that this is completely unreasonable. They are concerned about how they're going to eat and drink, how they're going to dance. You don't need hands to dance, so I don't know where this complaint came from. We of course don't expect people to have their puppet on my hand while in the bathroom, but everywhere else, we'd really like to insist on it. We also made sure that our hors d'oeuvre, pronunciation, are all finger foods. There will be plenty of cocktail tables so people can put down their drinks. We've even made sure that all of the food or the dinner itself is portioned so that it can be eaten in bite size just with a fork without having to use a knife. We really think this would make for a special day. We only get to do it once and think that it will be an event that all of our guests will remember for a lifetime. No shit. You have a hard time believing that once there, they wouldn't have a blast. To Reddit, are we the arseholes for making what we think is a silly but harmless and reasonable request for our one special day? Thanks for reading. I kind of like that you've got your own puppets and as a part of your life, and that's how your story has started, how you met and all this kind of thing. And I think there's ways of including it in the wedding, speeches and stuff, or maybe just wear it in yourselves if you want, but expecting people, guests, to spend up to $150 to $500 for an item that they're likely to only use once is insane. Trying to insist that they wear this thing the whole day, even whilst they're eating their food, and you've portioned it out so it can be eaten in bite size, and what, the puppets have to talk to each other and... Oh, no, thank you. It's not for me, I'm afraid. Maybe even like at the reception, having a little area with puppets that people can pose for photos with and just have a good time and make memories over there. I've seen booths where people in receptions have dress-up outfits and stuff like that, just crazy stuff going on. And people just having a good time getting involved in that. But forcing people to spend that, insisting that they have these puppets, it's just way too much. I think whilst you're creating something that's going to be absolutely wonderful to you and is going to be your dream wedding, I think you might be creating a nightmare scenario for many others. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there will be other people there that be, yeah, this is awesome kind of thing and absolutely loving it. But for others, you're also creating a miserable experience. And do you want that at your wedding? You want people there to be miserable. You know, regardless of it being your wedding, you're still hosting these people. They are your guests. From my perspective, I'd want them to be comfortable. I want them to be happy and enjoying your day with you. not resenting you from having to spend $150 on a puppet that they're going to have to wear all day and eat with one hand. Holy moly. But we'll start off with Leatherhawk, who says you're the asshole. You're not like bad people, but Jesus Christ, I'd never want to associate with you all ever again. I'm exhausted and infuriated reading this. Your quirky nonsense is going to keep people away. Kale says that you're the asshole telling your guests to spend $150 to $500 on something they will literally never use again, just for your one day, is not harmless or reasonable. Having your own puppets and the members of your theater troupe with theirs is fine and unique, but don't force your guests into doing the same. Let them just be there and enjoy the spectacle. Fool Me Once says you're the asshole, aside from the fact that you're thinking only of your enjoyment of the evening and not that of your guests at all. And you keep trying to defend their discomfort by saying, well, we're going to mitigate it. There shouldn't be discomfort. They're not puppeteers, they are guests. But comparing the cost of these puppets to the cost of wedding gifts is a terrible analogy. People spend money on wedding gifts as a way of helping the bride and groom start their new life together. Traditionally, they buy household items and things that will help be used to help finish their home, as a way of contributing and supporting a young couple. Not everyone spends or can afford to spend hundreds of dollars, but whatever people choose to spend, they do so knowing that they are contributing to the celebrated couple's new life together in a practical, meaningful way. Asking people to spend that money on expensive, one-of-a-kind puppets that are not a personal interest to the vast majority of your guests, while it may be a form of genuine artistry, is incredibly selfish and wasteful. You're asking them to spend their hard-earned dollars on nothing more than your whim for a single evening. It's not in the spirit of a wedding gift at all. It's de facto part of your wedding entertainment, which they shouldn't be paying for. If you want all the guests to all have fancy puppets because you dream of puppet-filled wedding, then the appropriate thing to do is provide puppets for all of your guests. If you cannot afford that because, as you made it clear, it's outrageously expensive, then perhaps that's not the wedding you should be having. You're the arsehole and you clearly don't understand the concept of being a host to other people. And the comments just pretty much continued down that line. But what do you guys make of this situation? What do you think about a puppet-themed wedding? Would you pay $150 to attend or more? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. And our next story comes from a throwaway account who says, am I the asshole for having high expectations for my bachelorette party? Throwaway and mobile accounts. I, 25 female, and getting married to my wonderful fiancé, 31 male this fall. A week ago, had a bachelorette party. All most girls dream of their weddings. I dreamt about my bachelorette weekend. I put a lot of planning into this weekend, made a lot of phone calls, reservations, everything basically. A Thursday night to Sunday morning, me and 25 of my closest girlfriends rented a house. From the start, it was a disaster. I told my girls to get to the house early on Thursday so they could decorate and set up before I got there. Well, I got to the house at 3 and they weren't done decorating, so that bummed me out because I wanted that wow moment. When I came in and saw the setup, I felt robbed, but we still had a decent first night. Friday, I woke everyone up at 7 a.m. to make breakfast and get ready because we had a packed day. Vineyards, boat, lunch, happy hour drinks, then dinner and the clubs. I was getting shaded on all afternoon because people said it would be in rush from place to place and had to carry changes of clothes all day. But we only had limited time in this city and I wanted to make the most of it. Saturday was worse. We had brunch at 9 a.m. and no one was awake in time, so it only ended up being me, the few loyal bridesmaids. We went shopping after for a few hours, and when we got back to the house, no one was even apologetic, even though I was close to tears all day. The last straw for me was later that night when we were going to dinner and nobody was wearing the matching shirts we got for the weekend. People wanted to wear their own stuff, but that's not what we agreed on, even though my maid of honor notified everyone. At that point, I said fuck it, this weekend was ruined, and locked myself in my room to cry. It was even worse when I came out a few hours later and half the girls had gone out anyway, without me, aka the actual bride. I ended up driving home early on Sunday and left the house a mess for the girls to pick up because I was so upset. Now it's been almost a week. No one has really texted me except some bridesmaids and maid of honor. I know I sound bridezilla-ish, but these are supposed to be my friends and we were supposed to celebrate me all weekend. I felt neglected and I'm just really upset. I understand these expectations may seem like a lot, but I made my expectations clear to the group and they just let me down so bad. Tell me, am I the arsehole? Isn't it because people are asking me the same questions? 1. Yes, I have 25 people who I genuinely wanted to celebrate with. 6 of them are in my wedding party and the other 19 were college friends, childhood friends, work friends, etc. 2. Maid of honor sent out the itinerary months ago. It was very clear the activities I planned and their prices per person. If someone had wanted to skip out, it wouldn't be a problem, but all the girls paid accordingly. So they knew what they were getting themselves into. Edit 2. Well, I'm very clearly the arsehole. I decided to apologize for wanting one weekend to be about me. I need to rethink my friend group and make some changes to the wedding invite list. Thanks. Oh boy, this one was tiring to read in some ways. I mean, look at the situation as a whole. You've got 25 of your closest girlfriends renting a house. Thursday night to Sunday morning, they booked 4 days off from whatever they were doing in their lives previously to spend it with you. You told your girls to get to the house early so when you turn up, you can have your wow moments. Friday, you woke them up at 7 a.m. to make breakfast and get ready because you had a pat day, and then you listed off a whole bunch of stuff that you're going to try to squeeze in, and it just sounds like an exhausting time, not an enjoyable time. And after the exhausting day, you said Saturday was worse because you had brunch at 9 a.m. and no one was awake in time. Of course they're not awake. You're trying to ferry them around all over the place all day. They're probably exhausted and with drinking on top as well. Holy moly. And then you locked yourself in the room from everyone. And they got upset when they still went out. They were supposed to celebrate me all weekend. And then even after you was called the arsehole by everyone in this post pretty much, you said, well, I'm very clear to the arsehole. I've decided to apologize for wanting one weekend about me. Come on now. And then you're going to rethink your friend group and start removing people from your wedding invite list. For real, do yourself a favor. Step back from the situation. Read it from your friend's point of view. You sound like you are a wonderful bunch of people around you. 25 people willing to take that amount of time off to come with you on your bachelorette. Celebrate them. Apologize to them before you lose them. But is my hair shiny? Says you're the arsehole for all the control and them running off crying. No, you can't control 25 other women. Your expectations were too high. Also, who has 25 friends? Seems like some sorority craziness. Perstasis says you're the arsehole. 25 people is not your closest friends. It's a large group of acquaintances which also includes your closest friends. I guarantee you that not all of them consider you to be their best friend. This means that you were dragging people who were trying to politely support an extended member of their friend group in a huge elaborate event, where every detail had to be micromanaged for your personal benefit. You even complained that some of them did their own thing while you were pouting and hiding away from everyone. Rather than sit patiently at the door, you two once again graced them with your presence. Yes, you do sound like a bridezilla. Orange Cubit says you're the arsehole. You aren't describing a party. A party lasts a few hours. You had a 4-day weekend. People had to put multiple days off of work for you. And surely this is a typo. You stuck 25 people in a single house. Guarantee she had the best room in that house as well. Hoo-hoo-wee. Parfadash says you're the arsehole. Did no one tell you this itinerary was way too much? You made your expectations clear, but did you not think at all about what everyone else wanted? I know it's your weekend, but it doesn't mean it to cart everyone around like a kindergarten class. One more from Vale who says you're the arsehole. A hen do is supposed to be fun for everyone involved, not just for the bride, which is why it is usually planned by other people for her. You just ignored everyone's wishes to go with a "this is my special day before my other special day" shtick. I'm looking forward to your inevitable post about your actual wedding. That one's going to be a banger. Now, I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? What would you do if you was one of the friends? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And our next cheeky little story is one I just found floating about Reddit. I'm always on the lookout for little gems. And this was on a question from Ask Reddit. What said, what was the dumbest thing you ever did to try and impress a girl or guy? Which, Stop Fouling Jeff replied, "Posted this before, but here you go. My time at church camp. When I was in the 6th grade, my parents talked me into going to a week-long church camp. I know of, but didn't know personally any of the kids going, but they sold me that everyone would praise Jesus, ride horses, and have a good time. I decided to go. It was like a 6-hour drive in one of those big white vans. Quickly, everyone started whipping out their CD cases and exchanging music, and I instantly was like, fuck. Only had 2 CDs. Britney Spears, Baby One More Time, and Everclear. I was a really weird kid. Everyone was trying to talk to me about music, and I'd honestly never heard of any of the bands they were talking about. I just wanted to jam some Britney to myself. So, naturally, I went the elitist route. Said I had all that music and I was in some new underground private shit they hadn't heard of. Once we get to camp, all I'm thinking is let's find some friends quick because I can't talk to these kids anymore. I go to the pool and make some friends with a few older kids. There were 3 girls, 2 guys, and me. They were all in the 8th grade, so obviously they were really cool. Plus, I thought the girls were really hot. I figured this would be the best time, if any, to get my first kiss. We decided to leave the pool and walk around the camp till we all had to have a group meetup. The cabins were separated by grade, so they said they would walk by the 6th grade cabin and pick me up. First thing I do is put on my freshest outfit. Great time to break out my fresh white t-shirt. Not forget my jean shorts. This was pre-faded denim, so this was the industrial bright blue jean shorts. It's summer in Texas, so I might as well top the outfit off with knee-high white socks and, of course, the bitches, Doc Martens. I look like a weird redneck lumberjack, so I walk out and they're kind of like, what the fuck, but whatever. It's kiss time. We start walking and one of the older guys farts and all the girls laugh. Boom. I found my in. My friend Travis and I have been making fart tricks for quite some time, so I'm up to speed of this area of humor. Bam. The other guy farts and all the girls laugh even harder. Got him. Now I'm thinking all I have to do is drop the biggest fart and literally the girls are going to laugh so hard they're going to each kiss me one by one. I start clenching and squeezing my stomach as hard as I can. I'm walking like a newborn deer. Then I feed it. Got a big one ready. So instead of just dropping it out and laughing, I wanted to make a big show about it. I run in front of the small group, squat down, turn just my head around and forcefully shit myself. This was all-out diarrhea. If you didn't know this before, early 90s denim with the least forgiving fabric in the world. Everyone knew I shit. It's running down my leg, been soaked up by my knee-high socks. Instantly, I just react and start running, kicking up shit like mud off a truck. I've never been to this camp before, so I'm just running for anything. I find a bathroom, toss the socks, bolts as shirt, but I couldn't drop the jaws. I can't just walk across the church camp naked. Plus, at this point, I'm thinking maybe they didn't really see it. I was really confident in my speed at the times, so I was thinking I could just say that's my thing. I drop giant farts and run before the smell catches me. Come to find out, not only were the 5 people I shit in front of outside the bathroom waiting for me, but there were like 25 kids. Instantly, I ran in my docs and jorts combo back to the cabin I was staying in with the other kids chasing me and yelling shit paths. I run to my bed and find all the music nerds I drove up with going through my CD case. It only has the 2 CDs. They're like, what the fuck? Thought you had tons of secret music, bro. Wait, did you shit your pants? So yeah, I went about 4 hours into a week-long trip. I really thought farting would impress these girls. I lost my favorite pair of jaws and a bit of my pride that day. That gave me too much of a vivid image that I wanted. A thought of you, like, running in front of him and dropping it like it's hot, giving him the eye look at the same time, and then shitting yourself. And then instantly running off. Oh, my word. My heart can't take it. But now, I'm going to turn this one to you guys. There ain't much you can really say to it. It's just the poor lad. Oh, dear. Let me know your thoughts on today's story down in the comments below if you have a moment, your time, and just a huge thank you for spending your time with me today, getting involved, listening to a story or two, and just being kind to one another. Absolutely amazing, so thank you so much. If you'd like to listen to these in podcast format, go to mark-narrations.com and select your favorite podcast there, and you can listen there. Once again, choose thank you, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Take care, and much love. We got the vida hela sesva. Later, I sam stav hefis of the Nokia. Said my svasita, asva. Faces on my those eyes as I'm a day. We got. I can smell the smoke from the bait guy. Let's go. See the sound sounding from the window. Okay, I know that's a deal.